Have you ever looked up at the night sky and wondered what it would be like to live up there? Not just flying through the stars for a few minutes, but actually living there, calling space your home. This dream might sound like science fiction, but it is real. It is something humans have worked hard to build. And today, that dream is called the International Space Station, also known as the... Let's go back in time. Back to the 1980s, when this dream was just an idea. The world was very different then. The Cold War had created deep divisions between countries. Technology was growing fast, but space travel was still young. Yet, in the middle of all this, some people had a bold vision. They imagined a place in space, a place where scientists from many nations could work together, a home above the Earth, a space station where research could help all of humanity. This vision was not small. It required money, planning, and years of hard work. But most of all, it required something rare. International cooperation. Countries that once saw each other as rivals chose to become partners. The United States, Russia, European nations, Japan, and Canada all agreed to build something no single nation could create alone. But building a space station is not like building a house. Every part must be tested, prepared, and launched into orbit. There is no second chance in space. No one can just walk outside and fix a broken wall. Each piece of the ISS, called the module, had to be perfect. Each country built modules using different technologies and languages, but they all had to connect like a puzzle in the sky. So, over many years, rocket by rocket and piece by piece, the space station began to grow. Some modules are used for sleeping, some are for working, some are for storing supplies, and others are for science. Together, they form a giant orbiting laboratory home for astronauts from all over the world. The International Space Station has been flying above us since the year 2000, and since then, it has never been empty. Not even for one day. For more than 20 years, people have lived and worked in space. Imagine that 20 years of humans living in space without a break. Day and night, astronauts on the ISS are doing science. They are studying things we cannot study on Earth. One big question they study is, what happens to the human body in space? In space, there is very little gravity. This is called microgravity. When you're in microgravity, everything floats. Your food floats. Your hair floats. Even your muscles and bones start to change. On the ISS, astronauts exercise every day to stay strong. They do experiments to learn how the body reacts to space. This helps us understand how to keep people safe, especially for long space missions in the future. Another question scientists ask is, can we grow food in space? Yes, we can. Astronauts on the ISS have grown lettuce, radishes, and even chili peppers. This is important. If humans want to travel far into space, they will need to grow their own food. So the ISS is helping us prepare for future missions, maybe to the moon or even Mars. But the ISS is not only about space, it helps people on Earth too. The station has helped with medical research, climate studies, and the development of new technologies. For example, some of the water cleaning systems used on the ISS are now used in places on Earth where clean water is hard to find. The ISS is also a powerful symbol. It shows that when people from different countries work together, they can achieve amazing things. Astronauts on the ISS come from many backgrounds. They speak different languages. They eat different foods. But in space, they are one team. They share everything. They depend on each other. They trust each other with their lives. That's what makes the ISS special. It's not just a science lab. It's a model of peace and cooperation. Now, let's talk about the future. The ISS is still flying high above us, traveling at over 17,000 miles per hour. That's about 28,000 kilometers per hour. Every 90 minutes, it goes all the way around the Earth. That's 16 sunrises and 16 sunsets every single day. And it's not done yet. The ISS will continue flying until at least the year 2030. New modules are still being added. New experiments are planned. New astronauts are training to go. But after that, what comes next? Some countries and companies are already working on new space stations. Some will be smaller. Some will be private. Some may orbit the moon. But no matter what happens, the ISS will always be remembered. It was the first, the biggest, and the most international. It changed how we explore space together. And now, let's bring it back to you. You may not be an astronaut. You may not work at a space agency, but you can still learn from the ISS. You can use it to learn English. Think about all the new vocabulary in this story. Orbit, module, microgravity, cooperation, experiment, research, launch, astronauts, laboratory, technology. These are real words used every day in space science. By reading about the ISS, watching videos, or listening to this story, you can improve your English naturally. You'll learn how to use words in context. You'll practice your pronunciation. You'll understand the world better, both Earth and space. So, the next time you look up at the night sky, remember, there are people up there working, living, learning, and you can be learning too. The sky is not the limit. The only limit is how far you're willing to go. Keep learning, keep dreaming. And maybe one day you'll tell your own story from space